The last time we were here at the Colt Corral, the forces of Mother Nature came against us. We were able to get some football in. It is threatening again here in north central Ohio as Belleville is in the line of some thunderstorms coming into the area. But we're going to try to get some football in here on the OH.Report. It's the Colts and the Blue Aces of Granville coming up next.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Lender, craftsman, dog dead. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to week number 2 of the 2021 high school football season from Clear Fork as the Colts take on the Blue Aces of Granville High School. I am Brian Harder along with Bruce Wyrick. Welcome to the Black Dog Tavern pregame show. And as we mentioned in the open, Bruce, there's some clouds rolling in, and we're just keeping our fingers crossed that we get this one in. I'm going to say this in a relatively good time frame.
You look to the west, you can see the clouds rolling in. There are other games that have already been delayed. The senior high game's delayed. Northmore's down a little bit. I hope we can get this game in because we have two great teams. We got a great crowd here tonight on both sides. And anytime you come down to the Colt Corral, you're going to be treated to a great football evening.
There are the Blue Aces taking the field. Granville opened the season last week with an impressive 51-20 win over Columbus Whitehall. Senior running back Devin Haley scored 4 touchdowns, 3 on the ground and 1 through the air. So they had a very good night on week 1. So did Clear Fork. They started the season with a 54-8 win at Fredericktown. The Colts led 41-0 at the half and rushed for 250 yards on the night with a balanced rushing attack. Victor Skoog led the way with 89 yards on 9 carries and a touchdown. He also threw for 92 yards and a pair of scores. Cooper Tedrow had 52 rushing yards on 5 carries. Luke Schlosser and Casey Swank each had 34 yards, so they had a very balanced rushing attack.
And that's what you got to come in here with tonight, Brian. I mean, the one thing I really want to see is who can control the football, who can move it 10 plays in a row without having a mistake and going from 20 to a goal line. So, you know, ball control is a big thing tonight. Both the teams are outstanding this year.
We want to say congratulations to the latest class of the Clear Fork Valley Athletic Hall of Fame that was inducted before tonight's ball game. Jeff Godfried, who was a softball coach, a legendary softball coach down here at Clear Fork, also the athletic director up until last year. He was inducted along with Scott Sellers from the basketball program, softball player Taylor Klein, and soccer player Deja Swihart. So congratulations to those 4. They had some introductions of them before the ball game, so congratulations to them. The keys to tonight's football game, we talk about this a lot, but when you look at programs like Granville and Clear Fork, ball control, especially when you look at how their offense is played in week 1, you want to keep the other offense off the field.
And you want to utilize that clock. One thing that's happening in Ohio football is the quick score. You know, they take 10, 20, 30 seconds off the clock. We score a touchdown. That gives the other team a little bit of an opportunity to get back on the field right away. So what these teams have to do tonight is control the clock. You want to take that long drive, work the ball down, use the passing game. And as you said, Brian, mix it up. Throw the ball and run the ball.
Well, we also talk about the kicking game, and that's not just kicking field goals. That's also playing field position with punts and kickoffs.
We saw it last week. Senior high had a young man kick the ball down. It was probably the best play of the game. He put the ball down at the 1-yard line, pinned the team back. So your kicking game is very important, and both of these coaches work on it. It's 1/3 of your ball game. You have offense, you have defense, and the kicking game.
Now, it also says beat the heat there, the third one. It should also, we should probably add to that, beat the clouds. We want to get this ball game in before the storms come rolling in.
And Mother Nature plays a big part, but conditioning is going to be important. Both these teams are going to, you know, they're big-time football teams out here. And who's in better shape in the fourth quarter? If this is a close ball game, what happens in the fourth quarter? Who's in better shape? Who can handle the heat the best?
This is that part of the season, the first 3, maybe 4 weeks of the year where the heat, I mean, it's 80 degrees here at kickoff. It becomes a factor, especially late in the ball game, as you mentioned. Now, last year, we started our broadcast schedule down here when Lucas was in town, and it was a very different environment then. Because of COVID, there were seating restrictions. There was not a big crowd. And I remember from that game in particular, it was just eerily quiet at kickoff. I don't think that's going to be the case tonight.
No. Being a teacher and being in the situation we had last year, mask every day, virtual learning, it really put the hammer down on your commitment to these kids. But the one thing tonight, everything is off. Everybody's having a blast. And one of the toughest places to play is in the Clear Fork Corral.
They have the new turf, and it is a beautiful field. I was down there before the ball game, and it's just like walking on a sponge. The traction on it, we're going to see and probably get tested tonight how well it drains.
And the big thing here is the 12th person, the fans. They really get behind their team here. Brian, you mentioned that at 1 o'clock, people start putting chairs and lawn chairs up on the hill. And people are ready for some football in the valley.
Clear Fork won the opening coin toss. They deferred to the second half, so the Blue Aces will start with the football. Christian Hilton, one of their better all-around athletes, is back to receive the opening kickoff. And handling the kickoff chores tonight will be Drew Blauser, the senior for the Colts. Ball is teed up, and we are set to go here at the Corral down here at Clear Fork High School. That's Hilton from the 15-yard line. He spins and is brought down at the 31, so that is where Granville will start. 1st and 10, the offensive starters for the Blue Aces, and this is a good group. Carson Crouch, the quarterback, does a little bit of everything. Devin Haley had a big night last week in week 1. The receivers, Eckenrode, Burkle, McDermott, and Hilton. Up front, the All-Ohioan Cameron Wright, along with Mason Liberty, Vahalik, Tackett, and Austin Roberts. Crouch out of the shotgun. He'll send 3 receivers to the bottom of your picture. They will stay on the ground. And a surge by the interior of the Colts defense. Let's take a look at the defensive starters for Clear Fork. No gain on that play. Actually, a gain of 1. Josh Fields, Caden Riddle, Drew Blauser, who's a good one, the defensive end, and Eli Fenton up front. The linebackers, Fermi, Holler, and Luke Schlosser, the sophomore. And the backfield of Anderson. They kick the ball out to McDermott, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the play. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
One thing you want to keep looking at, look at the young men in the trenches, the people up front. You've got a good defense here from Clear Fork. You got an offensive line that can control the line of scrimmage. Who wants it more?
Devin Haley, number 8, the tailback, scored 4 touchdowns in their win last week against Whitehall. It is now 3rd down and 9. Crouch going to roll to his right, looks, has a receiver down the far sideline. It's incomplete. Nice job of coverage on the far side by Aiden Perry, and the Blue Aces go quietly on their first possession.
Nice defense. The Aces come out, and every once in a while you're in a 3rd and long situation. Let's see what we can do downfield. Let's see how the defense is going to handle the secondary. Clear Fork did a great job that time.
Michael Chakowski will handle the punting chores for the Blue Aces. So the Colts should start with pretty good field position on their first possession of the ball game. Ball returned up to the 47-yard line, so just shy of midfield is where Clear Fork will take over on their first possession of the game. The offensive starters for the Colts, it all goes through the quarterback, Victor Skoog, the junior. The running backs are Larry Fermi and Tristan Robinson. He's a playmaker. The receivers, Pipes, Freeman, and Burkholder. Up front, it's Boyd, Fields, McCoy, Caden Riddle, and the sophomore, Ty Sellers. See 3 sophomores in that starting lineup for Dave Carroll. Sweep to the near side at about 4 yards. First carry of the ball game by Luke Schlosser, the sophomore. Defensively, the starters for Halleck, Sheehan, Wright, and Chakowski, along with Hilton up front. Matthew Chakowski is the twin brother of Michael. Cadlick, Lonzo, Eckernold, McDermott, and Durham round out the starters for the Blue Aces. Gain of 5 on 1st down. They will stay on the ground. That's Schlosser again getting stood up at the 40. He's got a 1st down just inside the 40-yard line. The tackle made by Cam Wright. Wright, an All-Ohioan, the left tackle on offense, the nose guard on defense. He is busy all night long on both sides of the ball.
And I really like what Clear Fork's doing right now, Brian. They're coming out. They're establishing the line of scrimmage. They're running the ball. And when you run the ball, that forces that defense to move in, opens up the play-action pass.
And this is what Clear Fork does. They love to run the football, establish the line of scrimmage. Handoff around the left side to Devin Freeman, the senior, gets a yard. But that is typical Clear Fork Colts football. They want to control the line of scrimmage. They want to run the football.
And right now they're in Blue Aces territory. Move the ball slowly down. Build confidence on your team. Right now they're building confidence. That offensive line's getting better and better at what they're doing. They're starting to recognize what the defensive front is giving them. And this Clear Fork coaching staff will be able to exploit every weakness that defense has.
Skoog out of the shotgun on 2nd and 9. He'll keep it. Has a hole up the middle. He's going to be brought down at the 31-yard line. Tackle made by Caden McDermott, but he's close to a first down, a designed run, or at least a read by Skoog, and he gets a nice running lane up the middle.
And that opens up really nice because Clear Fork's been running outside. The defensive linebackers move out a little bit, opens up the middle seam. And when you have good athletes on the field, it is so tough to stop them anymore.
Skoog had 9 carries for 89 yards. It's almost 10 yards a carry in their win over Fredericktown. This time he'll block. It's a first down and then some to the 25-yard line. Schlosser, the sophomore, gets the carry and the first down, so the chains move, and this is what Dave Carroll wants. He wants to control the line of scrimmage, keep the ball away from the Blue Aces offense.
And I love it when you move this way, you're running the ball. This is good old-fashioned football, Brian, good old-fashioned football.
Mason Pipes goes wide to the left. Schlosser now in the backfield behind Skoog. And Skoog's going to roll to his left, but a flag is down. It's going to be a procedure call, the first penalty of the ball game against Clear Fork.
That ball will start on Clear Fork.
And early season mistake. Somebody's moving when they're not supposed to be moving. This happens early in the season. Get the bugs out, get the wrinkles moved out. Coach's staff is going to work on it.
Milo Bergholder goes wide to the left. 2 more receivers on the right side. Skoog looks, fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Kyson Duran, the defensive back, had a play on the ball. It was intended for Mason Pipes, the junior.
And one of the things you like to see, play action play. Clear Fork's been running the ball on Granville. So what do? They fake the run. They try and throw and go for it. Just a little bit high.
Schlosser, the sophomore, now goes wide to the right. Schlosser only a sophomore, but he is one of the playmakers for this team. Skoog rolls to his left, tough throw, incomplete. Looking for Wyatt.
Little bit of pressure on the quarterback when anytime you get one of those white jerseys in your backfield and you're chasing you. I don't know how I would feel having somebody that big chasing me, Brian, down the field.
Skoog 8 of 18 last week for 92 yards and a couple touchdowns.
They're now in a 3rd and long situation. Are they going to throw the ball or run the ball? You start to guess.
2 receivers on the left side. Skoog straight back to throw. Now he steps up. Has some room inside the 20 to the 15. A first down. He's down at the 10, and there's a flag down at the 22-yard line. It's going to be an illegal block against Clear Fork, so a first down carry by Skoog is coming back.
I'll tell you what, that breaks your back right there, Brian. I mean, you are down in the red territory. A little push in the back, that's what opens up the run.
There you saw the block in the back.
And that's going to bring it all the way back. It's a spot foul, goes from the spot foul.
So the ball will be marked at the 30. It'll be 3rd down and 15. 7:21 to go, first quarter. Brian Harder, Bruce Wyrick from the Colt Corral. No score, but the Colts with their first drive of the ball game. And they have a 3rd and 15. Skoog straight back to throw, feels the pressure, and gets away from the first tackler. Directs traffic, and it's going to be incomplete at the 25-yard line. Ball batted away by Christian Hilton. And Skoog was able to buy some time, but he just couldn't finish the play.
And it's tough when somebody that big is chasing you down, and you got to get rid of that ball. But I tell you, the quarterback did a great job. He stayed behind the line of scrimmage, tried to signal one of his receivers. Your good receivers, when they see the quarterback in trouble, they're going to run back to the quarterback, try and give him a target.
So Drew Blaser is going to kick it and try to pin the Blue Aces deep. They send Caden McDermott back to try to set up a return. And he's going to let it roll, and it's going to go into the end zone. So the Blue Aces defense comes up big thanks to a penalty by the Clear Fork Colts.
And as a coach, when little things like that happen, it just gets you in the back of your mind. But you got to be positive with your team. It's early in the game, but I liked what Clear Fork did, Brian. They controlled the clock. They moved it down with the run. They come back with a play-action pass. I think we'll see more of that as the game goes on.
So here come the Blue Aces and their offense back out onto the field. 1st and 10 at the 20. Granville beat Clear Fork 21-7 back in 2019. So the Colts would like to avenge that loss. Crouch, pump fakes, throws it out. It's caught at midfield and a first down, the first big play of the ball game, and it's hauled in by Miles Eckenrode. There you see a nice fake and a nice delivery by Carson Crouch, the senior. Now they come back to the ground game, get about 4 inside the 45, down to the 43. That carry by Devin Haley.
Hurry up offense. They're jumping through the line, trying to get Clear Fork out of their defense.
Crouch rolls to his left. It's dropped. It was intended for Connor Burkle. This is a senior-laden team that Wes Schroeder puts on the field for Granville.
But they're using a speed-up offense now, trying to get the defense out of sync, out of adjustments. Right now they're shifting people in and out. This is what Granville's trying to do, and that's going to cost them 5 yards.
This movement on the line, it looks like it's going to go against Granville.
And as you notice, there's penalties on both teams. Early in the season, you're going to have penalties like this. And sometimes it's just the frustration of the lineman. He's ready to go. He's up there. Missed the snap count. But as the season goes on, you see less and less in this, especially from your better football teams.
Makes it 3rd and 11. Ball resting at the 48-yard line. Crouch steps up to run. And he's out of bounds at about the 39-yard line, forced out by Victor Skoog. He'll be short of the first down, but he got a good chunk of that yardage back.
As a defensive quarter, and we knew coming in, this quarterback can move. He has the legs, he's got the speed, he's got the size to take the ball upfield.
Now there's a penalty against Clear Fork, a personal foul. So that'll tack 15 yards to the end of the play. That cannot make Dave Carroll very happy. It was a face mask call. So you've already given up a first down. Now you give them yardage inside the 25 to the 24.
They are getting closer to that red zone. The red zone's inside the 20.
They fake it to Haley. Lofts it up, left side, just overthrown, looking for Christian Hilton in the corner of the end zone.
Early season, going deep. The receiver did get behind the secondary a little bit. I don't know, is that speed? Is that what speed will do for you, Brian, to get him downfield?
He was open, just a little bit overthrown.
Second down, 9.
Now they fake it to Haley. Crouch around the right side, gets down to the 11. He's got a first down, and as we talked about in our pregame show, he has that dual threat capability, and he can tuck it in and run. He's got some nice footwork for a quarterback.
And as a defensive coordinator, it is really tough to get yourself set to stop a quarterback, a good quarterback that runs, because you're covering all the receivers, you're covering the back out of the backfield. Who's left to cover the quarterback?
1st and 10 at the Clear Fork 11. Now they go back to Haley. And Haley pushes the pile inside the 5. He's down to the 1. That's power running.
Wow,
Aiden
he
Perry
wanted it.
in on the play for Clear Fork, but there you saw the power by Devin Haley, 5'8", 180 pounds, but look at him just keep the legs moving. And they spot the ball inside the 1. Now, from here, the yard marker, it looks like it should be a 1st and goal situation, but they still have 2nd down. They're going to measure.
It's tough because it used to be they used to put the chains right on the sidelines. Well, now, Brian, because of people getting hurt and running them, they back them up on the sidelines. They have a marker that they'll click onto the chain at a certain yard line, and it is a 1st down.
So it's 1st and goal just inside the 1. 5:23 to go in the opening quarter. No score here at the Colt Corral, but Granville is threatening on their 2nd drive of the ball game. They really didn't show much on their first possession, but they got the kinks worked out.
I think the big penalty helped them, gave them a little bit of motivation. I'm looking for number 8 to get the ball here.
They give him a fullback. In fact, they give him a couple blockers. Crouch now up under center. And Crouch is going to go and follow his center into the end zone. So the first touchdown of the ball game, and the quarterback sneak by Granville's Carson Crouch. And you take a look at the replay here, and there was very little surge on the defensive side of the ball, and the Colts.
Timeout, Clear Fork. One thing that Granville's doing is that they're mixing things up a little bit. They come out with what you call a muddled huddle extra point. Everybody thinks after you score a touchdown, you're going to come up and kick the extra point. Well, Granville comes out. Sometimes they call this a polecat formation, muddle huddle. They got people spread all over the place. And I don't know if Clear Fork wasn't ready for it or not, but the defensive coach says, hey, I need a timeout to get my people lined up. They take a timeout and see if they can adjust to the offensive front that Granville's throwing up there.
Now, it's been a while since you were coaching, and I remember going out and covering your games. I don't remember a lot of razzle-dazzle from Bruce Wyrick coach teams.
No, I was more or less I ran the unbalance. I was more or less a Woody Hayes philosophy. I had 2 big fullbacks, and when you run the unbalance, it's kind of hard to throw the football. So we are a running team. I like to run, play, control the clock, 20 plays. Granville set up in the muddle huddle.
Now Crouch will back up and hold. The extra point try will be by Davidson Jump, a 5'9" senior. And after all of that, the extra point is good, and Clear Fork trails Granville 7-0, 5:17 to go in the first quarter. So the Colts find themselves on the short end.
Lender, Craftsman, Dog Dead. We're more than our job titles.
I have to admit that I thought the Clear Fork defense was playing well, and then the big penalty moved them down the field. And somehow Clear Fork's going to have to figure out a way to stop that quarterback, Brian, or he's going to have a heck of a night tonight.
For now, the rain is holding off. Granville with a 7-0 lead. We have 5:17 to go in the first quarter. Fans on this side of the field a little bit quiet after watching their Colts give up that touchdown drive.
And what's kind of heartbreaking is Clear Fork was there. They were moving the ball down the field, a penalty. Penalty, pushing the back, moves them out of the red zone, and they end up turning the ball over to Granville.
Well, and Dave Carroll's been doing this a long time. 13th season, 215 career wins, so he's not going to push the panic button. They're going to continue to do what they want to do, and that's establish that line of scrimmage and run the football.
And we got 3 quarters and a half to play yet. And anything can happen.
Music set to kick off for Granville.
A short kickoff. And a nice return up to the 38-yard line.
Good field position, 1 block away from breaking it. And that might be the motivation that Clear Fork needs to get their offense back on the field and mosey down the field again.
Tristan
Ball
Robeson
control.
with a nice return up to the 38-yard line. So that'll bring Richter Skrug and the offense, back out onto the field.
They have yet to complete a pass. Clear Fork needs to get the passing game going a little bit.
Run a sweep to the near side, but blowing the play up, Matthew Chakowski. A gain of 1 on the play.
They're trying to establish the run. Look for a play action pass coming here. Fake the run, pull the ball out, look for a receiver in the curl zone behind the linebackers.
There you see 2 receivers to the left side. Scoot's going to pitch it. And again, Granville does a nice job sniffing it out as number 77, Bobby Vahulik, comes up to make the stop, but a flag is down. Robeson with the carry. It's going to be a hold against Clear Fork, so the second penalty of the first quarter.
That's their 4th penalty for 35 yards, and Clear Fork's going the wrong direction due to their penalties here, Brian. They got to start going in the other direction towards the goal line, not back towards theirs.
This moves it inside the 30 to about the 29. They need to get to the 48 for a first down. So 2nd and 19. Skoog looks to run. And doesn't get much, up to about the 33-yard line. Ashton Hostow in to make the stop. Couple of yards on the play. Third down about 15, so pick up a 4.
Clear Fork's putting themselves in passing situations due to the penalties. And I'll tell you what, this Granville, their front 4 are starting to tee off and go after that quarterback.
As a sophomore, Skoog completed 56% of his passes. Last week, about 44%. Nice running play to the near side, a first down inside the 50-yard line. A nice carry by Devin Freeman. No flags on the play. It'll be first down for Clear Fork inside Blue Aces territory, and this is what the Colts needed.
That's the spark you need. You're now putting a little bit more pressure on that defense. They found an open seam, and I'll tell you what, that young man can scoop, Brian. He can move.
1st and 10 at the Granville 44. That got these fans excited here for probably the first time here in the first quarter. Skoog now going to run left side. He has a hole, and he's up close to the 35 and close to the first down marker, and I see umbrellas popping up here with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. A gain of 9, 2nd down and 1.
This is nice. This is ball control. Controlling that defensive front and moving the ball.
Stay on the ground, and no gain on the play. So it's going to be 3rd and short, as the interior of that Blue Aces defensive line did a nice job of sniffing out the run to the right side. It'll be 3rd and short.
Granville's playing 4 men down, and I'll tell you what, Brian, they are putting pressure on that offensive line. That offensive line's got to take a little bit more control of that defense.
Couple sophomores on that offensive line, so that's a young group for Dave Carroll. Skoog has it batted down at the line of scrimmage. Ben Lonzo gets up there, puts a mid on it. It's 4th and short and decision time for Dave Carroll.
After the way that offense of Granville moved the ball last series, Dave's got to go for it. Looks like he's going to put some bigger players in there, see if he can't get a little movement up front. You need this first down. You got to keep this drive going.
Skoog now up under center. And he'll follow his center, and I think the second effort's going to get him the first down, but it's going to depend on the spot.
They're going to have to bring the chains out.
This is an important spot here for Clear Fork. Where they have it marked right now, it doesn't look like he has it. They spot it inside the 35, just shy of the 34. And the down marker on the far side is sitting on the 34-yard line, so they're going to measure.
It's either a 1 yard rush or no rush. Let's see what happens.
And they held. They didn't get it. They are short, so Clear Fork turns it over on downs.
And that's a heartbreaker. Look for Granville. Anytime you have a stop on 4th down or you pick up a fumble or you have an interception, the defense is a little flat right now. They're back on the field. They're a little disappointed. That offense didn't move them. Look for Granville to come out with a big play here. Try to go deep on them.
So the Blue Aces with a 7-0 lead bring the offense back out onto the field.
Minute 56 on the clock.
Crouch out of the shotgun. Haley. They fake it to Haley.
Here's the big play. They're going for it.
And it's incomplete. I think it slipped off the hands of Connor Burkle.
Maybe the rain helped them a little bit, helped Clear Fork there. The ball's a little bit slippery.
Ball's a little slippery.
And, you know, coaches during the season, you prepare for weather like this. You have wet ball drills. You dip a ball in a bucket of water and throw it. 2nd down.
Crouch again out of the shotgun. They fake it to Haley. Crouch spins away from one tackler, gets up across the 40 to the 42-yard line.
Quarterback has 4 carries for 24 yards.
Caleb Holler came up to make the stop for the Colts. 3rd down and 3. And there's a flag, and I think this is going to be a delay of game.
Procedure. Somebody moved.
Procedure call against Granville.
That's their 2nd penalty, total of 10 yards. A lot of times anymore, when your offensive line, those front 5, put their hands down, once they set their position, they cannot move. And every, lineman early in the season may move his feet or something, illegal procedure.
Clock still moving as we approach a minute to go in the first quarter. Crouch back to throw, feels the pressure. And this is what he does so well. He's got a first down across the 45, just shoved out of bounds at the 49-yard line, and it looked like they had him buried behind the line of scrimmage. This is what athleticism in the quarterback position does.
And this is what drives defensive coordinators crazy. You may have the best defense to stop the play, but the athleticism of that quarterback moves the ball.
Ball resting at the Granville 49-yard line. Now they go back to the ground. That's Connor Burkle. And Burkle wrapped up by Chase McCune, but a gain of about 5 on the play to be second down and 5.
It's almost
36 seconds and counting in the first quarter.
It's almost a mirror image of both teams. They're both trying to control the clock. Granville's now running the ball down the field, moving it.
Now they have split backs in the backfield, but Crouch back to throw. Crouch finally feels the pressure, and he's dumped at midfield. Nice job defensively. Caleb Holler in on the stop for Clear Fork, a loss of 4, third down and 9, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. Granville with a 7-0 lead as we head to the second. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dead. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Clear Fork down 7-0 as we start the second quarter. A steady rain starting to fall here at Clear Fork. Third down and 9, and this is a big defensive play for the Colts on third down. Crouch swings it out far side. It's caught by Burkle. Burkle with a first down inside the 35-yard line, tripped up. So another big play for the Blue Aces, Bruce.
Missed tackles. We're running into a situation where missed tackles, and if Clear Fork can't control that quarterback, somehow get him under control, they're in for a long evening.
Larry Fermi over there to save the touchdown for Clear Fork. Now they go back to Haley. Haley runs right into Blauser, but he falls forward for about 3 yards.
Power football right there.
We saw on that touchdown drive that Granville had the power that Haley has in those short but powerful legs. I was looking for an accurate way to describe those legs, but they're strong.
I think all football coaches, if they can run the ball down a football team's throat, they'll do it all night long on you.
That's Haley again. And just does not give up on the play. Bounces to the outside. Finally brought down at about the 12-yard line. Larry Fermi at the bottom of the pile for the Colts. And Haley now starting to take over here in the second quarter.
A few missed tackles out there, but more importantly, that Granville offensive line starting to control the line of scrimmage.
He's just elusive. They had him for a short gain, and he ends up down at the 12-yard line. They go back to Haley. And Haley this time stuffed inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. Fermi again in on the stop. The initial contact by Caleb Holler.
Granville have so many weapons. You have a quarterback that he can scramble and make things happen. And then you got number 8 who's going to just run you over. You have an offensive line that's starting to dominate that defensive front.
Split backs. Crouch is going to swing it out to the near side. It's caught. Caden McDermott makes the catch just outside of your view there. Going to be stopped short of the goal line. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
If Clear Fork's got a blitz package, somebody's got to put a little pressure on that quarterback. They got to blitz him. They got to get him off his sweet spot. They got to force him to throw from his position he doesn't like to throw.
Ball at the 6-yard line, 3rd down and 4. And stopped at the line of scrimmage. That's a big stop for the Clear Fork defense. Haley with really nowhere to go. It's going to be 4th and 3. They gave him a yard.
This is a big play for the Colt defense.
Now, you're up 7-0 on the road. There's a threat of weather. Do you go ahead and go for it here on 4th and 3?
Yeah, you got to go for it. When you're inside the red zone, your running game, look for the quarterback. Play action pass, then see if he'll just run the ball. Fake it to number 8. Play action play. Receivers are signaling what they want to do.
Haley shifts over to the left side. Crouch rolls to his left. A little jump pass into the end zone. It's batted around and picked off. Picked off by Luke Schlosser, the sophomore. A little jump pass there by Crouch. The ball's batted around. And Schlosser with a diving catch at the 1.
What a play. What a play.
First interception of the season for Schlosser. That's the good news. The bad news is you have the ball at the 1.
Yeah, but there's nothing prettier than a 99-yard drive for a touchdown. And if the Colts can pull this off, take some time off the clock, get things going again, it's going to be a good evening for them.
So Scoot brings the offense back out onto the field. They have 99 yards standing between them and the end zone. 8:45 to go, first half. Scoot now up under center. They stay on the ground, nowhere to go. It's going to be 2nd down. Christian Hilton from his linebacker spot makes the tackle. Luke Schlosser, who had the interception, was the ball carrier on that play and really nowhere to go.
Steel wall. You're very limited in your play calling down here. You don't want to get a safety. You want to try and move the ball. Clear Fork takes another timeout.
Timeout called with 8:12 to go in the second quarter. Brian Harder, Bruce Wyrick from Clear Fork High School. The rain has started to fall here in the valley. It's just a steady shower at the moment.
Slippery ball drill. Slippery ball drill. Quarterbacks all season long has been hot, humid. The ball's been dry. Now, Mother Nature is putting her 2 cents worth in.
Centerburg with a 28-0 lead over Grandview Heights there in the second quarter. So everything going well for Centerburg. And they're playing on old-fashioned turf. They're playing on grass, and if it rains there, it's going to get pretty muddy. Here, we don't have to worry about that.
And do you like the turf? I love when teams play in the mud on the turf.
There is a part of me that's old school that really enjoys seeing the mud and the slop. But when you're calling a game, I like clean jerseys because they're easier to read. I'm not going to lie.
Clear Forks are hard to read right now. And
2nd down and 9 from the 2-yard line. The Colts backed up after the interception by Schlosser. He was able to get out of the end zone. They stay on the ground. Schlosser breaks a tackle, gets up to the 10, so he gives the Colts a little bit of running room.
Now all I got to do is crack that first down, move the ball, get it out of this end zone.
Well, if they can get a first down here, Bruce, they can really kind of take a deep breath and gather themselves.
Yeah, your back's against the wall. This is going to give you a little breathing room. 3rd and 1. You need this first down.
Clock moving, 7:38 to go. Stay with Schlosser again, right side. He runs into Christian Hilton.
It's going to be close.
And let's see, looks like they're going to give him the first down.
Looks like he got that 1 yard. That was a tough first down.
Well, and that's a big ask for your offensive line, and they delivered there when you just needed that yard. That's crucial first down territory.
It starts to build a little bit of confidence in your team. You start to realize, hey, we can move the ball.
Clear Fork with a couple sophomores in that offensive line, and a play like that will give them some confidence. Tristan Robeson gets stood up, and again, Hilton, big number 5 from his linebacker spot, makes the play. Christian Hilton, one of those fine athletes on both sides of the ball. They're a solid tackle at the 10-yard line. When I got the starting lineups from the Granville coach, he sent me an email, and he had Christian Hilton twice on the defensive side of the ball. And I responded, and I said, you have Hilton on here twice. And his response was, I wish.
Yep. Busted play.
Skoog just throws it up, and it's caught at the 20-yard line. So they're able to make something out of nothing as the catch is made by Larry Fermi. So that could have been a disaster. Instead, it's 3rd down and 2. Skoog really makes something out of nothing. He had to throw it up over the outstretched hands of Christian Hilton.
First completion for the Colts tonight, and it was a busted play. Great thinking by the quarterback.
Well, as we mentioned, there's no panic in this team. And the ball is on the ground. Skoog has to fall on it at the 15-yard line, so a loss of about 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and that's a tough situation for Skoog and the offense to be in. Now they're going to have to kick it.
And I think this is Mother Nature playing her part. I know Coach Carroll's probably run that play 100, maybe 300 times this year. Never had a problem with it. Now you throw Mother Nature in here, a little bit of rain, the ball's slippery, jerseys are slippery, and boom, punt time.
So Caden McDermott will stand at the Colt, about just inside the 46-yard line. So the Blue Aces should have pretty good field position here as they get the ball back with a 7-0 lead and about 5 minutes to go in the first half. And he'll catch it at the 47-yard line, so that's where the Blue Aces will take over.
And that is where the defense of Granville got a ball for them. And anytime the defense can turn the ball over to the offense and you're already across the 50-yard line, hats off to them. This is what we call short field. They only got to go 46 yards for the score. We're going to find out what the defense is made of right now, Brian, because this is a big series for them. If they can stop Granville and get their feet underneath them, we're looking good. They have got to come up with a way to stop number 7.
Remember, Clear Fork won the opening coin toss, and they deferred, so they'll start the second half with the ball. Haley up the middle, powers to about the 43-yard line, a pickup of 4.
Give that about 4 yards.
8 carries for the young man, 45 yards. And they've been tough yards. Clear Fork's not just handing it to them. Those are tough yards.
They'll split 2 receivers to each side. Fake it to Haley. And Crouch has to bounce to the near side. Gets down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Coming up to make the play for the Colts, Caden Riddle.
And again, I think that play was designed to go inside. He worked himself off of a tackle, works to the outside, gives him a very nice 3rd down play, 3rd and 3. Personnel changes coming off the sidelines.
The Colts fans would love some penetration from that defense and a play behind the line of scrimmage.
They need a big stop.
And there's a whistle, and Colts might get some help here. False start.
Somebody
and
moved
that's
too
going to
early.
be against Granville, so they're going to go 5 yards the other way. So they kind of got some help in the backfield. It was a penalty flag.
You know, you're sitting out there as a defensive coach. Granville comes out all bunched up. It's 3rd and short. You know they're going to do something inside. Now they open up their entire package of offense again. They're going to spread you out all over the field, try and break number 7 open. Let him use that athletic ability.
3rd down and 7. Crouch feels the pressure, and it's incomplete, so the defense does its job. They get pressure on Crouch.
Anytime you have a good quarterback, you want to put pressure on him and force him off of his sweet spot where he likes to throw the ball. And as you saw there, Clear Fork did a great job. Defensive line chasing the quarterback, forces him out, incomplete pass. That was a big stop for Clear Fork. Big stop for Clear Fork.
Aiden Perry back to receive the punt for Clear Fork. And the Colts will get the ball back with about 3.5 minutes to go before halftime. Schlosser from the 10. And he's out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Tried to turn the corner.
Just needed a little bit more speed, maybe another half step, and he had the corner turn. Clear Fork is great for running on a punt return, sideline returns, which means they're going to set their defense over there. And if the young man can get into that alley, he's going to have some blockers in front of him. Just couldn't make the turn on that play.
Better field position to start this drive than the last one. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
I can't say enough about that Clear Fork defense, putting up the big stop there.
Run a sweep to this side of the field, and again, Devin Freeman with the carry up to about the 24. Gain of a couple. Clock still moving.
Right now, Clear Fork doesn't want to do anything stupid. They don't want to have a fumble. They don't want the interception. If you go in at halftime 7-0 right now, I think Clear Fork can feel pretty good about themselves.
Skoog out of the shotgun, all alone in the backfield. Another sweep to the near side. And Schlosser upended at the 30. Actually, it's not Schlosser, it's 32. Freeman. And he is up to the 32-yard line, about a yard shy of the first down. So Freeman, one of the other playmakers that Dave Carroll has at his disposal, trying to get him.
And a first down here is going to give him another set of downs and help run that clock down.
3rd down and 1. Skoog with a low snap. He's going to pick it up and run it himself, and he leans forward, and that gets him the first down. The tackle was made by Mason Liberty, but a gutsy play by Victor Skoog, and he keeps the drive alive. There he falls forward.
Another set of downs. Keep that clock moving. About 2:05 on it. You do not want to turn the ball over to Granville at this time. Control it, work the clock down.
Skoog again alone in the backfield. High snap, he's going to throw it, and it's caught wide open in stride. No flags on the play, and a touchdown for the Clear Fork Colts.
What a great play. Right up the seam. Right up the seam. 65-yard touchdown pass.
Devin Freeman caught in stride. And Skoog delivers a strike. 66 yards on the touchdown pitch and catch, and Clear Fork with a chance to tie it. Carter Windsor on to attempt the extra point. It is up and good, and we are tied at 7. 138 to go before halftime.
What a big play, Brian. That is awesome. That was an outstanding play call by the coaching staff.
Devin Freeman, who has been able to deliver big plays for the Colts, hauls in the 66-yard reception. And we are tied at 7. Now, we talked all last week about momentum, and now momentum shifting in this ball game, and Clear Fork will have the football to start the third quarter.
And the one thing I keep thinking about, I was listening to their coach talking, these kids get jacked up. That's the momentum they need to carry into the locker room to bring them out. Couldn't come at a better time. And what a play call. Holy smokes. Great play call.
Well, we thought run all the way, and he delivered a perfect strike. Freeman was able to get positioning on the defender, and then it was just a race to the end zone.
And he has speed. He has speed.
Christian Hilton back to receive the kickoff for the Blue Aces. Miles Eckenrode back deep as well. Blosser. It's a short kick. And the Blue Aces will have it at the 26-yard line.
In high school football, once you put your knee down, the play is called dead, and his knee is down when he has possession of the ball. That's where they'll start.
So I know the clock says 1:48, but there's 1:38 on the game clock.
This is where you're going to play a prevent defense. Nothing gets behind you. Keep everything in front of you.
1 minute and 38 seconds to go. They fake it to Haley. And Crouch wisely runs out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:30 to go. So he got maybe a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Clear Fork, they got, if you notice out there, they got 3 deep backs covering the field. They don't want anything behind them right now. Nothing gets behind them.
Crouch straight back to throw. And he is popped at the 28-yard line. A nice job of coverage downfield. And Caleb Holler finishes him off. 3rd down after a gain of about 1. 3rd and about 8.
And you're right about that. That was a good secondary coverage. Quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball. Nobody was open.
Clock moving as we approach 1 minute to go before halftime.
If Clear Fork gets the ball, short field, look for them to use their timeouts and maybe get a field goal. But they got to play tough ball right here.
46 seconds and counting.
Look for the punt.
There's Haley. And he gets up to the 35, not much beyond that. In on the play defensively for the Colts, Casey Swank.
4th down.
And the Colts will stop the clock with 33 seconds to go.
If Colts can get the ball, all they got to do is work within field goal range. I don't know if they have a field goal kicker or not, Brian. Do you know?
Well, Carter Windsor handles the kick or the extra point chores.
But Clear Fork's going to get the ball.
4th and 2.
They have a little time on the clock.
There's 33 seconds on the clock now.
Clear Fork have any timeouts left? I think they used them. They used 2 early.
Yeah, they have no timeouts left here in the first half. Granville has all 3, but they're not going to have any need to use them. Schlosser will go back to receive the kick. And if you're a Colts fan, you're hoping for a big return. Tchaikovsky's punt. And Schlosser dives to the 44, and that's where the Colts will take over with 28 seconds to go. We're tied at 7.
You have no timeouts left. And Coach Carroll is one of these coaches that every play means something. He's not going to waste downs just to get himself into the locker room with a 7-7 tie. He's one of these aggressive coaches who's going to move the ball down the field.
2 receivers on each side. Skoog out of the shotgun on 1st and 10. Swings it out far side. That's Schlosser. Cross midfield to the 48. Or it's Freeman, excuse me, 32. The stop was made by Colin Sheenan. 2nd down and 4. Skoog with nowhere to go. Finally launches over the middle of the field. It's incomplete. And that'll stop the clock. Actually, that's the final play of the first half as the ball falls harmlessly to the ground. We're tied at 7 here at the intermission. Stay with us for the Black Dog Tavern halftime show. We'll have the Clare Fork Colts marching band. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Lender, Craftsman, Dog Dead. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
18 months have brought a lot of challenges, but with everyone back in school and back to having road games, we feel like we are on top of the world. So let's go ahead and play that hit from the Imagine Dragons. We wrap up tonight's show with a song from Macklemore and Ryan Lewis that expresses what the marching voices feel as we see returns normal. COVID, you can't hold us.
I don't know.
Sliding down there, rolling them out.
I don't want to sit. That kill I'm gonna bring my wheelchair. Put a little umbrella on it.
Let's hear it one more time for the Granville High School marching Blue Aces!
You leaving? No. I just got to get off my butt. Too much weight on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the pride of the valley, the 2021 Clear North High School Marching Band! Tonight's halftime show is sponsored by LC Milling and Trade, your source for home and farm. Stop by the award-winning store tomorrow morning to see what's new. For our home opener, we celebrate our return to field with favors from 3 decades of pop music. First up, peaking at number 3 on the 2012 Billboard charts, here is Imagine Dragons Radioactive!
Try to avoid that.
lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome to the Black Dog Tavern halftime show. I am Brian Harder along with Bruce Wyrick, and the Colts and Granville tied at 7. It's been a strange first half with the weather, and it's had some issues with our equipment, but hopefully the second half is going to be a little bit better. And if you're the Colts, you have to be pleased by the numbers, but you want to get a little bit more on the score side.
Yeah, you shot yourself in the foot a couple times. You took away a touchdown with a big penalty at the one end. But they came up with a big interception to keep Granville out of the end zone. And now for the stats.
Take a look at the first downs, fairly even, 6 for Granville, 4 for Clear Fork. And what you normally expect from Clear Fork, you're actually seeing from Granville. You see a little bit more on the ground. Clear Fork, 84 rushing yards, 80 passing yards, so a little bit more through the air. Of course, a lot of that was on the 66-yard touchdown.
Yeah, when you take a look at that yards passing, 80 yards, they only had 15 yards before that. And that one play makes all their stats look really, really good right now. But Clear Fork, they go in the locker room, 7-7. They battled back. They worked over all the fumbles, the penalties, and it's going to be a great second half here, Brian.
They had a couple, and I'm talking about Clear Fork, they had a couple situations there where big penalties killed them in the first half. And if I'm Dave Carroll, that's probably something that he's talking to his troops about there in the locker room.
Yeah, you have a little bit of time in there, but knowing Dave Carroll, he didn't go and ramp and rave. He didn't yell at him. He said, hey, we got to make these adjustments. We got to get something done. Defensively, what the Colts have got to do is take number 7 out of the ball game.
Now, Clear Fork, as we said, won the opening coin toss, and they deferred. So they're going to start with the football here in the third quarter, and I don't think it's really any secret what their game plan is going to be.
No, they're going to come down, try to establish the run, and work the play-action pass. One of the things that hampered their offense was the wet ball. Mother Nature played her part in it. At the beginning of the game, we talked about the kicking game. We talked about ball control. I think we kind of forgot to put Mother Nature in there because she's caused some problems for them with the wet ball.
Now, if you're Granville and you have a weapon like Devin Haley, a guy that, from the looks of it, I think he gets better as the game goes on.
He's a winner. You know, you have a great team like Granville. They come in here. He's a quarterback. He is a good ball player, and he's the type of player you can put the weight of the game on his shoulders, and he's going to deliver for you.
Now, the weather, we don't think is going to be much of a factor in the second half. We're hoping that the worst is behind us. As we looked at the radar and the clouds at halftime, I think we have seen the worst of it, and I'm knocking on every piece of wood that I can find here in the press box.
I just want to have a nice game. I don't want any outside interference. And what I mean by that, I don't want the officials making a play, and everybody's going to be yelling about it, but I want the players to take this game on the field, and it's up to them to win or lose it.
Victor Skoog, as we said, has done a nice job running this offense. He was a starter as a sophomore a year ago, so they're getting him here as a junior, and there's some youth on that offensive line. So Dave Carroll has some pieces that he's trying to mold together. So you think as the season wears on that this team is only going to get better, but they're going toe-to-toe with a very good Granville team.
And I'm very pleased with that. Coach has got to be happy with that. Coach Carroll's got to be happy. He's 7-7. It could be worse than that. It could be 14-zip. You take away the big pass play. You take away Granville's or the interception Clear Fork had down at the 1-yard line. It could be totally different ball game right now. Clear Fork control the game. They got to control the ball. And the one thing that's kind of bothering me now, they've only 3 for 8 pass in the game. And if you take away the 65-yard split route for the touchdown, their passing game's hurting a little bit tonight. Now, that could be Mother Nature, could have been the wet ball. A lot of times we've seen, how many times do we see the quarterback drop the snap and pick it back up and just make it happen?
A team that we're going to see next week, Mansfield Senior, having little trouble with Marion Harding in the second quarter, up 23-6. There we're taking a live look in at Arlen Field. We will be there next week as they take on Lima Senior. So the Tigers hoping to be 2-0 coming into week 3 against Lima Senior.
They got a good start on it right now. It's still the second quarter. They were in a lightning delay, and it caused them to have to wait 20 minutes after the last lightning flash, but they're playing good football right now.
So we're getting ready to kick off here at Clear Fork. Noah Music has it teed up for the Blue Aces, and the Colts will start with the football here in the third quarter. And getting up to about the 27-yard line was number 21, Tristan Robeson. So that's where the Clear Fork Colts will take over, 1st and 10. We're tied at 7. One of the casualties of the first half was our scoreboard clock, so we will keep you abreast of the time here in the third quarter.
I'm kind of anxious to see what Clear Fork does. Do they come out and establish the run, try to work the ball down the field, control the clock, or work with the passing game a little more?
Well, the offense kind of featured Devin Freeman and Luke Schlosser in the first half. Skoog is going to fake it and keep it himself, get up to about the 28-yard line. So he'll get about a yard and a half on that play. Second down and still a long situation. Second down and about 9.
As you said earlier, Brian, they have a lot of weapons running the football. This is a good running team. They got a nice offensive line up front. See if the offensive line can establish some seams and get those backs through.
Schlosser lines up as the tailback. That's Freeman in motion. They give it to Schlosser. And he's up to about the 30. A pickup of a couple to bring up third down. Actually, it was Tristan Robeson with the carry.
Right now, that Granville defense playing tough against the run. Linebackers are tightening things up a little bit. The front 4 are pinching some gaps, trying to cut down the running lanes on this Clear Fork team. Might force them into a little play-action pass here. Look for them to fake the ball, then pull it up, look for a receiver open.
That's Robeson in the backfield with Skoog. Skoog rolls. It's caught at the 41 and a first down at about the 45-yard line. Making the reception was Mason Pipes, the junior. So a key pass by Victor Skoog and a first down for the Colts. 10:47 to go in the third quarter.
You run, you run, you run. Linebackers play up tough, and then you sprint out, get away from the rush, throw the ball. Nice little completion for Clear Fork.
First and 10 Colts at their own 46. Skoog swings it out, caught by Freeman. Freeman brought down at the 48-yard line. Christian Hilton over on the play, along with Miles Eckenrode.
Two passes in a row, trying to loosen up that defense a little bit.
Okay, no one's ever going to confuse Clear Fork with a spread team, but they fake it to Robeson. And this one is caught, still short of the first down. Nice catch made by Larry Fermi, the senior. And he gets yardage to about the 47, so about 4 yards shy of the first down, brought down by Christian Hilton.
This is a big play. They're in Granville territory. Keep the drive going. Keep it alive right here.
Skoog to his left. Fires, it's tipped, and goes out of bounds. The ball was knocked away by Michael Chakowski.
Now you're in a fourth down situation. If I was coaching, I'd punt, put Granville in the hole, and start the play on your defense. Let the defense stop them.
I believe that is what the Colts will do on fourth down.
Look for that punter to kick it away from the one receiver back there from Granville. There's a lot of area on the home side if he can get the ball down there, see if he can get it to roll.
Bowser gets the kick off. It's fielded at the 20. That's McDermott, upended at about the 28-yard line. So that's where the Blue Aces will take over. We're tied at 7, 9:13 to go in the third quarter. Blue Aces are coached by Wes Schroeder. He's in his second season. They were 4-3 a year ago. He was the head coach at Allen East High School of the Northwest Conference, which is up near Lima. Four receiver set, two to each side. Again, that's Haley up the middle, tripped up at the line of scrimmage, falls forward to about the 32, so he'll get about 4.
Coming back to their bread and butter plays. Give it to number 8 and see if you can find a seam with that offensive line. But I still worry about the quarterback. Clear Fork has done a great job defensively. You got to shut down that quarterback.
And there's a whistle, and this is going to go against Granville.
Somebody moved, or two people were moving at the same time.
So that'll make it second down and 11. Ball marched back to the Granville 26.
See if Granville doesn't put the ball in their quarterback's hand. Run, scramble, throw.
They swing it out to Burkle, and Burkle breaks the tackle, gets up across the 35 to the 36. Tackle made by Mason Pipes. So they got a big chunk of it back, third down and 1.
And they bring their power offense in.
Well, a first down up over the pile goes Devin Haley. And they're not even going to measure it. We'll move the chains, and with 7:54 to go in the third quarter, the Blue Aces with a first down at the 40-yard line.
Clear Fork defense just got nothing deep, keep them underneath. Hope they make a mistake sooner or later. Looking for the big turnover.
Crouch back to throw, has some time, it's caught, turning upfield is Burkle, and he stepped out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. At the 41, they'll mark it out. That's another first down, a big play for the Blue Aces.
Two completions in a row. Granville's moving the ball through the air.
And this is what they've done. They will kind of go to the air, and then they'll go back to the ground for a series, and then they go to the air again. Now they go back to Haley, who surges forward up the middle to about the 37, a gain of 4.
When you have talent spread out all over the field, as a defensive coach, it's hard to contain it. You can't zero in on one person. When you zero in on a receiver, the backs are open.
And you're also playing behind a veteran offensive line. Ball pops out of the hands of Crouch under some pressure, and it's picked off at the 35-yard line. The second turnover of the night. This one caught by Mason Pipes, and the Colts get the ball back right in front of their bench.
Second interception of the night. And as I talked about earlier, you got to force that quarterback off of his comfort zone. The bad snap, it was a bad play from the very start. They got a little pressure on him, force him out of the pocket, interception. Woody Hayes used to say, when you throw the ball, there's only one good thing that can happen. Everything else is bad.
First and 10, Clear Fork at their own 36. We're still tied at 7. 6:54 to go, third quarter. Freeman in motion. He'll get the call. Now he's going to throw it. Right side. There's some distance. And it's caught at the 30-yard line. Going up and making the play, Mason Pipes. A first down for the Colts. Another big play through the air. First and 10 to the Granville 31-yard line.
Nice play. Nice play. Run the ball and then put it up.
.6:34 to go, third quarter. There's movement on the line. And this, I think, is going to go against Granville.
Offsides. Granville's reeling a little bit. The Colts have got their number right now.
There you get another look at the pass play to Pipes. First and 5 after the Granville penalty. Skoog rolls to his left, feels the pressure, and he's going to be dumped at the 28-yard line. There was nowhere to go, and Colin Sheehan comes over and makes the play.
Quarterback did a nice job. He was in trouble. You don't want to throw the ball up and have Granville pick it off.
Kind of like Crouch did on that last possession.
Yep. If the play starts out bad, it's better just to eat it and then try to make something happen.
Loss of a couple makes it second down and 7. Skoog's going to run this one. Upended at the line of scrimmage. He'll get a yard, maybe 2, as he ran right into the arms of Matthew Chakowski.
That it's his 9th carry of the night, 22 yards for the quarterback. He's attempted 12 passes, completed 6 for 109 yards. But he's got the offense moving. Big play here, big play. You get a first down, you got another set of downs to go.
That's Robeson in the backfield with Skoog. Skoog will keep it. Down to the 15-yard line. It's going to be a first down for the Colts. Caden McDermott saved the touchdown for Granville.
Caden McDermott bringing him down. That's enough to move the sticks. Touchdown.
There you see a nice piece of running by Skoog. Ball resting now at the Granville 15-yard line. Skoog bobbles the snap and then just throws it away.
And that is one of the hardest things to teach your quarterback. It was a busted play. As you saw Granville quarterback when that happened, he threw it into coverage and it was picked off. Quarterback here, smart young man, throw it away.
4:32 to go here in the third quarter. We're tied at 7. Not sure if there's a flag down at the 24. Know if they're going to try to say it was intentional grounding. There was really.
Sometimes when it's a run play and the quarterback throws it, your linemen go downfield, ineligible downfield.
They're going to call grounding on Skoog.
This is not the NFL. If you're outside the tackles in high school, you don't have that rule where you can just.
Well, but he wasn't outside the tackles.
Yeah, but there was no receiver in there.
So the penalty moves the ball out to the 29-yard line.
And that hurts. That hurts.
Well, the way the Colts have been throwing tonight, we could say it just opens up passing lanes for.
It does. And the way the quarterback's been scrambling, anything can happen. Welcome to high school football.
Skoog straight back to throw. They tried to set up a screen, and it's picked off. Bobby Vahalik with the interception up to midfield, and another turnover. This time the Colts cough it up, and it's 1st and 10, Blue Aces at the 50. They tried to set up the screen, and he just couldn't get it off high enough.
One of the things as a defensive coordinator on a passing situation like that, you let one of your linemen sit back, look for the screen, and that's what Granville did.
So new life for the Blue Aces. Can they take advantage with 4:24 to go in the third quarter? Haley, left side, breaks a tackle. Down to the 40. He's got another first down.
Clear Fork defense got to step up right now. They have to step up.
Chase McCune over to make the play for the Colts. Another run up the middle, 4 yards for Devin Haley.
14 carries, 80 yards for that young man. He's earning every yard too, Brian, every yard.
Second down and 6, 3:47 to go, third quarter. Swinging out, it's incomplete, in and out of the hands of Connor Burkle.
The one thing Granville's trying to do, they notice when they put 3 receivers out, Clear Fork's only putting 2 defenders on them. So you now have a 3-on-2, and they're trying to take advantage of the trips. Wide receiver screen.
Stops the clock with 3:40 to go, third quarter.
Third down.
They fake it to Haley. Swing it out. This one's caught by Hilton. And Hilton with a first down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. Hilton just puts his shoulders down and gets a couple more yards.
Granville first and 10.
Haley off the right side, stood up at about the 26. Caleb Holler over there from his linebacker spot, holding Haley to a gain of a couple.
Whittle there making stops and help from his friends. Brings up second down and 8.
Tried to draw him off sides with a quick count.
Crouch, back to throw, fires over the middle, touchdown Granville. Caden McDermott hauls it in, and they take advantage of great field position, and Granville back on top.
Nice ball.
Crouch with all kinds of time in the pocket.
And that's a simple post route right to the middle of the goalpost. Muddle huddle play, they call that. Everybody spreads out. Now they'll bring him in and kick it.
Jump back to attempt his second extra point of the night. Kick is up, and it is good. 2:43 to go in the third quarter. Clear Fork down again by a touchdown, 14-7. Take a look at the touchdown. A nice strike into the hands of the senior, Caden McDermott.
Post route right over the middle of the football field.
So now it's back to the defense of Granville to see what they can do against the Clear Fork offense, who has shown a lot of versatility here tonight. They have coughed the ball up, excuse me.
And that hurt them. The interception led directly to a touchdown for Granville, gave them good field position. But Clear Fork's been in this situation before. In the beginning of the first half, they were down 7-0. What do? They come back, tie it up. So you have a lot of faith in this coaching staff. I got a lot of faith in this offense. See if they can't get a little momentum and move the ball down the field. And I like what they've been doing. They're throwing the ball. They're running the ball a little bit. The intentionally grounding penalty hurt them.
So music set to kick off. It's a high, short kick. From the 25, here comes Robeson. Robeson to the near side. He's going to be knocked out of bounds hard at the 44-yard line. Making the play was Music, the kicker.
Nice run, nice setup. Anytime you get that ball on a kickoff over the 40-yard line, you put your offense in a very good position.
So the Colts with pretty good field position. 1st and 10 at their 44-yard line. 2:39 to go in the third quarter.
Need a little momentum,
That's Schlosser around the right side. He has a hole across midfield down to the 46-yard line, a gain of 10. So the sophomore back into the lineup, gives them some fresh legs, and he's close, but it looks like they're going to mark him a little bit short, just inside the 47.
Quickness. Hits the hole quick. Offensive line did a nice job opening up a seam. He picked it out, accelerated through. 9-yard run.
Stay on the ground. And a first down, first down to the 40 by Robeson.
That was the exact same play, just going the opposite direction. Clear Fork's earning a living running outside on Granville.
1st and 10 at the Blue Aces 39-yard line. Skoog's going to run this one, and he's upended at the line of scrimmage. Colton Cadlick comes up to make the tackle. Really nowhere to go here.
Good defense by Granville.
We're at 1:10 and counting in the third quarter. Granville with a 14-7 lead. Robeson gets up to the 35, and he's still about 5 yards shy of the first down. We're under a minute to go in the third quarter.
We're getting down to crunch time, Brian.
Granville knocked off Clear Fork back in 2019, 21-7. And the Colts trying to return the favor here in 2021.
And it's a great night for football. Mother Nature's being kind to us right now.
Sounds like most of the bad weather went to the north. Skoog with all kinds of time. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. And he's going to take off. And out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Finally tripped up by Matthew Chakowski.
Smart quarterback. Instead of throwing it up for the interception, runs forward, gets close to the first down marker.
Clock stops with 10 seconds to go, so this should be the final play of the third quarter. It's 4th and 1, and the Colt offense stays out on the field.
And what a big play. Every time when you watch a football game that's close, there's always a defining play. This is it right here, 4th and 1. Do you keep it alive or you turn it over?
Skoog up under center. And there's a whistle, and they may not have gotten the play off in time.
Delay a game. That's their 6th penalty for 50 yards tonight. And that one hurts, Brian. When you go from 4th and 1, and now you're sitting at a 4th and 6, big difference in play call.
Looks like Clear Fork's going to take a timeout to think about it with 10 seconds to go in the third. Brian Harder, Bruce Wyrick from the Colt Corral in Belleville. As the Colts down 14-7, 10 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And Coach Carroll, he knows this is an important play. That's why he takes the timeout. When it's 4th and 1, he had his big formation in there. They are all bunched in, had everybody in the backfield. Work for the yard. Now you're at a 4th and 6. What do you do? Do you run it? Do you use a play action pass? Clear Fork's been having some success running to the outside.
Well, they've also had some success throwing the football,
and
so they're not going to be predictable in this situation.
But this is a defining point of the game right here. And I know you still got the fourth quarter to go, but if Clear Fork can get this first down, boy, does that put the momentum going in their direction.
4th down, 6 from the Granville 35-yard line. Clear Fork down by a touchdown, 10 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Big moment.
Skoog out of the shotgun. Drops straight back to throw. Has time. Now he feels the pressure. Lofts it up. It's incomplete at the 25-yard line. On coverage was Caden McDermott.
Quarterback did a nice job. He had the time to throw the ball because Granville was only rushing 3. There they are, 3 big guys on him. They put everybody else in coverage. It was a coverage sack, they like to call that.
So Clear Fork turns it over on downs, and Granville with the ball, a 7-point lead as we start the fourth quarter. You're watching boys high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
We're starting the fourth quarter. Clear Fork down by 7.
And what we need now is for this Clear Fork defense to come up big time. Because if Granville scores and you're 2 scores behind, that's a lot of territory for the Colts to make up.
2nd down and 2. And this is the kind of situation that an offense like Granville just loves. They fake it to Freeman. Crouch airs it out, has Christian Hilton, but he overthrows him just off his fingertips at the 30, and that could have been a deadly blow.
Yeah, Granville comes up, look like they're going to run the ball, little play action, linebackers step up, and he was open. He got behind him, off the fingertips. I look for number 8 to carry the ball here, Brian.
3rd down and 2. Same formation. This time they do give it to Freeman, and this time he has the first down up to the 48-yard line. In on the stop for Clear Fork, Casey Swank, but not before a first down carry by Devin Haley.
11 first downs, and Granville's just going to take as much time off that clock as they can, work it down the field. Clear Fork needs somebody to step up and make a big play.
11:10 to go in the ball game. Haley.
There it is.
Off the right side, but a flag is down. No gain on the play. Let's see what the penalty is. Going to be a penalty against Clear Fork.
The signal is a chop block.
But they called it against the wrong side.
I think he called it against them. Sometimes you'll chop a blocker down to keep him off the linebacker. That's a big penalty, 15-yard personal foul. That's their 7th period. Clear Fork's 7th penalty for 65 yards. And that's a first down.
Stay in that power I. Crouch going to roll to his right. Has the first down, gets out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. And that looked like a designed run by the Granville offensive coaching staff.
And right now Granville's got momentum. They're moving the ball. The offensive line is controlling that defensive front. The clock is running.
Under 11 minutes to go. 1st and 10 at the Clear Fork 23. They fake it again to Haley and Crouch around the left side. He's inside the 20 down to about the 17. Holler came over to make the play for Clear Fork, but a gain of about 6.
Little holding penalty.
Well, now the flags are coming out here in the fourth quarter, and this one is going to be marched off against Granville.
10-yard penalty for holding. That's Granville's 6th penalty for 35 yards.
That'll stop the clock with 10:48 to go here in the ball game. Crouch, back to throw, looks left side, has a receiver, it's caught at the 5-yard line, going up and making the play, Christian Hilton. First and goal for the Blue Aces. Had time, stepped up in the pocket, and Hilton just goes up and grabs it.
Quarterback had all the time in the world, just sat back there. This is a big defensive stand for Clear Fork. Got to keep them out of the end zone.
Haley is going to be stopped a couple of yards shy of the goal line. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Picking up about 2 yards on the play. Finally brought down by number 62, Caden.
That's his 17th carry for 88 yards. He's a workhorse tonight.
Caden Riddle made the play for the Colts. Now we're under 10 minutes to go, 9:51 and counting.
Granville's in no rush to get the play in, watching the play clock.
Haley, left side. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. So Devin Haley in from 3 yards out, and now Granville goes up 2 scores. There he just went behind the All-Ohio left tackle, found his way into the end zone, and with the extra point, Granville can go up 21-7. That was the score of their win over Clear Fork 2 years ago. Kick is up, and it is good. 9:30 to go, 21-7 Granville. Now, time becoming a factor for the Colts. They need to do something offensively on this next drive.
You have your 2 scores down, Brian. You've got to get some points, and it's got to be right now. You need to put 7 points on that scoreboard now on this drive coming up. Because if you have to give the ball back to Granville, the way their offense is gelling right now, they'll chew the clock up and there won't be much time left on it. And
Clear
if you have
with 2 timeouts.
And if you have to put 2 scores on to beat this team, you got to do something right now with this offensive series. And the problem is Granville knows it. They know you got to score this series. They're going to play a prevent defense. They're going to keep everything in front of them. You're going to have to earn every yard you make on this drive.
Schlosser and Robeson back to receive the kickoff. Robeson from the 21. And he's going to be dumped as he tried to come back to the left side. Connor Burkle comes in and makes a nice special teams play.
Clear Fork was trying to get back to where all his blockers were, and he just didn't have the speed to get around that corner. Granville showing they have speed. They have a little bit of speed out there on that field.
So here come the Colts offense. Down by 2 scores, 9:28 to go.
Defining moment in the ball game is this drive right here. They have got to move the ball down the field. They got to get some points out of it somehow.
Skoog out of the shotgun. They stay on the ground. And Robeson with nowhere to go. Got to say the ball was down. It'll give him a yard, actually, of forward progress before the ball popped loose.
At this point of the game, it's so much easier to play on the defensive side of the ball. You're more or less just teeing off, making something happen, going to the football. You're not too worried about reverses and things like that. Just get to the ball carrier.
Crouch comes back right side. It's incomplete. Tried a little misdirection and could not hit Larry Fermi.
Situation is now they're in a 3rd and long, which is a passing situation. You can't really do a play action pass because Granville's going to be sitting here waiting for the pass.
3rd and 9 from the 19, an important conversion opportunity for the Colts.
Screenplay, look for a screenplay.
Skoog looks right side over the middle, has a receiver, and it's incomplete at the 40.
That was the touchdown. Same route, touchdown earlier.
Devin Freeman unable to haul it in, and the Colts are forced to punt with 8:32 to go. Freeman like to have that one back.
That was right in his hands. That's the same route that he scored on earlier. That would have been a big, big play. Granville's going to have great field position. They're going to be able to work the clock down.
Blauser's kick. McDermott's going to watch it roll, take a clear fork roll inside the 30 and be down at the 27-yard line.
Nice punt.
8 minutes, 19 seconds to go. The Colts down by 2 touchdowns and unable to convert on this play on 4th down. And now it's up to the defense. Now, as good as Granville has been, their offense has not been perfect. They have turned the ball over.
They have.
So Clear Fork is not out of this ball game, but the defense has to step up and make a play.
Right here, you've got to stop Granville. You got to get the ball back for your offense, and you got to get it back in a position where they're not backed up against the wall. Somebody's big time.
Oh, yeah, and Granville has that guy.
And he's still going.
It's finally brought down at the 35-yard line, a gain of 8 on 1st down. And the legs just continue to move.
That is 100 yards on 19 carries. Talk about a workhorse. Here he comes.
$14 seconds on the play clock. 7:39 on the game clock. Haley, little stutter step at the line of scrimmage, and that may have cost him. Unable to bounce to the outside.
Nice defense.
Ran into the right side of that defensive line.
But I tell you, the little bit of penetration, that's all it took was a little bit of penetration to cause a problem for him.
3rd and 2. And if the defense can get a stop here, 7 minutes to go in the ball game.
Still, plenty of time.
There's movement, and I think this is going to go against Granville. Yep, false start against the Blue Aces.
That's their 7th penalty for 40 yards tonight. And Clear Fork can get all the help they need right now. Big play. Got to shut them down right here.
Crouch scoops it off the ground. Forced back inside, and he's not going to get it. He's going to be stopped at the 34-yard line with 6.5 minutes to go. So the defense does its job.
They're going to give the ball back to the offense in good field position.
Clock still moving. Clear Fork with 2 timeouts to go, 6:20 and counting.
We're getting down to crunch time, Brian.
Robeson backs up to about the 37. Nice kick, but it's going to go out of bounds at the 30. It hit on the ground and bounced to the side. And I think we've got a cramp by one of the Colt special teams players at the 37.
On a night like this, when the heat's out there, you're going to see this. You might see some more of this tonight. These athletes are working their tails off out there. They're sweating. They got to hydrate themselves, keep the fluids going.
5 minutes, 49 seconds to go. Brian Harder, Bruce Wyrick from the Colt Corral. Clear Fork trailing by 2 touchdowns, 21-7. They're going to get the ball. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Clear Fork 30.
And right now, the clock is not in Clear Fork's favor.
This is not a team designed to score points in bunches.
And they need 2 scores against a very good Granville defense. If they got any trick plays up their sleeves, now's the time to start pulling things out.
Trips now to the right of the formation. Skoog out of the gun on 1st and 10. Looks left side, fires, it's incomplete.
Granville's not taking any chances. They got their free safety 15 yards off the ball. He's like a center fielder in baseball. Anything that's hit out to him, he's going to go after and cover it. Nobody gets behind him. Looks like they're playing man-to-man across the line, and they have 3 men rushing the quarterback.
Skoog rolls to his right. Fires, it's caught. Catch made by Chase McCune. And that'll be good enough for a Colt 1st down. That'll stop the clock with 5:38 as they move the chains.
The simple curl route. Granville's going to give them those, though.
So it keeps the drive alive for Clear Fork. Skoog flushed back, feels the pressure, and he's dumped at the 37-yard line. Felt the heat and finally went down. Colin Sheehan in on the play.
If you're one of those defensive linemen right now, you're just playing football. You don't have too much run responsibility. This is where the NFL players make their money right here. Quarterback sacks.
2nd down and 14. We're under 5 minutes to go. 4:50 and counting. Skoog to his right. Swings it out. Robeson still on his feet up across the 45 to the 46. Still short of the 1st down. Ashton Hastow in on the stop. 3rd down and 5. 4 minutes, 14 seconds to go. Again, Clear Fork with 2 timeouts.
And Coach Carroll is now in 4-down territory. I doubt if he's going to punt if he can't get the 1st down on 3rd down.
This could be the ball game for the Colts. 3rd and 5. Skoog looks, fires. It's bobbled incomplete. Pass intended for Devin Freeman. It could not bring it in. It stops the clock with 3:52 to go, and this could be the last play of the game for the Colts.
Coach Carroll's going to take a timeout, bring his troops over, let them get a little breather, and see if he can't rally them.
4th down and 5. Here we take a look in at the Northmore game. Northmore on top 23-13 over South Central. There you see the new turf over at Northmore. We were over there last year. They got a nice running back in their own right, and Max Lauer over at Northmore. And here the Colts facing a 21-7 deficit, 3:52 to go. They have one timeout remaining.
And as the Clear Fork coach, I'll tell you right now what he's thinking. He's thinking we got to score here. Then we're going to come back, go with the onside kick, get the ball back, and score again. As a coach, you're always thinking how you're going to put points on the board, how you're going to get down the field. The Colts have to score now. They got to get on the board. Then they're going to try the onside kick if they can get it. But this, as you said, Brian, this could be the ball game.
4th and 5 at the 46-yard line of Clear Fork. Skoog rolls to his right, fires, it's tipped and incomplete. And Clear Fork turns it over on downs. They were trying to get Chase McCune on the near side.
And that could be the nail in the coffin because I think Granville is going to come out, and I think you've called his number a few times tonight, number 8.
Yep.
And I think they're
Devin
just going to –
Haley right, Devin Haley left, Devin Haley up the middle. And Clear Fork can only stop the clock once. So Granville gets the ball in Colts territory at the 46, excuse me. Haley still on his feet. Bounces outside to the 35, to the 30. And down the near sideline and into the end zone for a touchdown. 46 yards for Devin Haley. And as they say, that is the final nail in the coffin for the Colts. 46-yard touchdown run by Devin Haley. Well over 100 yards on the night.
He has 146 yards. He has 2 touchdowns on 21 carries. That young man has been a load tonight.
Now they'll come on for the more conventional extra point try. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 3:34 to go, it's now 27-7 in favor of Granville thanks to this touchdown run. Or 28-7, excuse me. And Haley virtually untouched down the near sideline.
And that kind of broke their back.
So unless something unforeseen happens, Clear Fork's going to drop their first game of the year. We go back to that Centerburg game. They're well in control over Grandview Heights in the fourth quarter, 43-0. Granville's going to be a tough out. This is a nice football team.
MVP.
Robeson and Schlosser back to receive the kick. And Robinson backpedals to the 5. And he's brought down at the 29. So the Clear Fork offense with 3:29 to go, down now by 3 scores.
And you know what Granville's going to do. They're going to take their free safety and put him about 20 yards deep, play like a center fielder in baseball. Nothing gets over his head. He can cover from sideline to sideline. And Clear Fork's in a situation where they have to throw the football. They got to get us 3 scores now.
1st and 10 from the Colt 29. Freeman stood up and nowhere to go. Michael Chahowski makes the play.
That's number 32, Freeman. Met there by number 3, Michael Chakowski for Granville. Loss of 2 on the play, brings up 2nd down.
Granville defense played a nice second half.
Clock moving as we approach the 3-minute mark of the ball game. Skoog with all kinds of time. Everybody dropping back in coverage, and he throws it away to stop the clock with 2:47 to go.
If you notice Granville, they don't rush the quarterback right now. Everybody's sitting back for the screen. They got their defensive line looking for the screen play up front. That's why there's no pressure on them. Everybody else is in man-to-man coverage, and they have a free safety playing center field at the Colt Corral.
At the conclusion of this game, we'll have the Black Dog Tavern post-game show. Skoog still on his feet across the 40. Brought down from behind. He's got a 1st down. That'll stop the clock as they move the chains with 2:38 to go. We'll also have our J&F Construction Player of the Game. And an early candidate is the talented running back for Granville, Devin Haley. He's had a fairly productive night.
Very, very.
1st and 10 from the 43. Skoog with time. It's caught at midfield. Milo Burkholder with his first reception of the game, the big sophomore. Pickup of 7, 2nd down and 3. Now we're under 2 minutes to go, 1:51 and counting. 1 timeout remaining for Clear Fork. Skoog rolls, it's incomplete. And the only good thing about that play is it stops the clock with 1:38 to go. So 3rd down and 3.
And Clear Fork's never given up. They're still scrapping, trying to put points on the board. That's the character of this team. They'll never give up on you.
Well, that's the expectation of this program. Dave Carroll won't tolerate anything less than that. And that's why he has been so successful here in his 13th year. Skoog left side. It's incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down with 1:34 to go.
And when you are forced to pass the ball, it is very tough to do that when the defense knows it. They're playing man-to-man across the line. They got free safety sitting back. Even the 3 linemen who are rushing the quarterback, they're not even rushing him really. They're just looking for the screen or anything short underneath.
4th down and 3 from midfield. That falls incomplete, and again, Clear Fork turns it over on downs with 1:31 to go, and I'm guessing that Granville will just run the clock out. So 2 years ago, Granville defeated the Colts 21-7, and in 2021, they will leave the Colt Corral with a 28-7 win. And the Blue Aces will go into their victory formation. Don't forget, stay with us. We'll have our Black Dog Tavern postgame show And be joined by the J&F Construction Player of the Game. So make sure you stay with us for that. Again, Clear Fork only able to stop the clock once. They're not going to bother to do that. So Clear Fork will lose their first game of the season, and Granville will go to 2-0 as Crouch takes a knee at the 41-yard line, and the clock now goes under 40 seconds to go. Now approach the 20-second mark, and one more snap ought to do it.
And it's a tough night for the Colts here at the Colt Corral, Brian.
That is the final snap of the ball game. Clear Fork falls to Granville 28-7. And we'll be back with the Black Dog Tavern postgame show coming up right after this. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
by our J&F Construction Player of the Game. And this one was a pretty obvious choice. Didn't start out that way in the first half, but in the second half, things just kind of went your way, especially for you offensively. Devin Haley, the running back for Granville, 22 carries, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns. It took you guys a little bit there in the first half to get things going offensively.
Yeah, definitely. It's always about the halftime energy for us. We're a good after halftime team. We realized in the locker room we got to wear them down. This is what we do. Week after week, game after game. This is what we did last week. We realized after halftime, it's always game on. It's got to be like that from the start. If it's not like that from the start, we got to double the energy coming out of the half. We got to pound it down their throat.
Now, you guys are particularly dangerous because teams can't focus on you because Crouch can go back and just pick teams apart through the air.
Definitely. That's the good thing about being like a two-way team like that. If they focus on one thing, usually what they do on film, they'll focus on the run or the pass. If they focus on one thing, we'll get in with the other, and that's what makes it such a dangerous team.
How valuable was it that you played these guys 2 years ago and then you beat them?
It always feels good to know that we're coming into a high energy environment, and it's always good to come into an away game where the pressure is so high. And it's good to deal against that pressure. And it's always even better when you go back home and then the energy's twice as high because you just beat a team back at their home stadium, and that's what we need.
Now, looking at your roster, you guys have a lot of playmakers. We didn't really talk a lot about Christian tonight. He's a guy that can do a lot of things offensively and defensively. What's your mindset as you guys head down the beginning of this season and as you head, because there's a lot of seniors on this team?
Right. We just got to get our playmakers the ball any way we can, and whether that be in the run game or the pass game, what our focus is, get the ball with the best guys possible, and if they're keying on those guys, even better. We have other playmakers that can take the game away from them.
Walk us through what you saw on that long touchdown run.
Well, I saw the back of my very, very big friend, Cam Wright. I ran into the back of him, and I think that actually helped me because I feel like they lost me back there. He's a great player. My line, oh man, these guys are the best. They're always going in to each game knowing they're probably going to be smaller than the people in front of them, but they got the most grit I've ever seen. They're always busting their tail in practice. I've never seen any group of people more well coached and more focused and determined than they are.
Devin Haley, our J&F Construction Player of the Game, congratulations and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with more of our post-game show right after this. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
As we continue now with our Black Dog Tavern post-game show, Brian Harder, Bruce Wyrick, and you heard from Devin Haley, our player of the game, 22 carries, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The final numbers, if you're Dave Carroll, especially defensively, you can't give up 357 yards of total offense, especially 210 yards on the ground, and expect to win a ball game like this.
Yeah, once Granville found the weakness, they exploited it, and they did a great job with it. And as you saw, the player of the game, you can't stop Granville. If you stop him, somebody else is going to pick up. If you stop the other person, he's going to pick it up. And the thing I like about the young man, he gave credit to his offensive line.
Oh, yeah, when you have somebody like Cam Wright that you can follow from that left side and turn that corner, and then he saw green grass in front of him, that has to be every running back's dream.
It is, and when you have the open field in front of you and you're a gifted athlete like he is, it just makes things so much easier for your offensive line. But looking at Clear Fork, they had one big play, the 65-yard touchdown, and after that, Granville, who's got a really good defense, played good ball against them.
Total yards, 259 for Clear Fork, 357 for Granville, 7 penalties on each side. There were some sloppy moments there for both teams there throughout the ball game. 1 turnover for Clear Fork, 2 for Granville. And it's, if you're Dave Carroll, now what do you look at as you look towards week 3?
Well, one of the things is you got to remember you played a very, very good ball club. And some teams right now, they're still playing easier teams trying to get you through. But Dave Carroll found out tonight what they have to work on. And you know who Dave Carroll is. You know what type of coach he is. Clear Fork will get better because of this game. And, that's kind of a cliche. It's a moral victory. But when you lose to a good team, they're going to show you what your weaknesses are. And I'll tell you right now, Dave Carroll and his coaching staff are going to sit down. They're going to start putting the X's and O's together, and they're going to take a weakness and make it a stronger point as the season goes on.
Now they travel to Lexington to take on the Minutemen, and I'm not sure what Lexington did tonight, but they had a big win in week 1.
Yeah, Lexington kind of took it out on Ontario. They had a running clock the second half, and, they're a good ball club. And they got the old coaches back there at Lexington, and it's going to be a good battle between these two teams.
Well, with the win, Granville is now 2-0, and Clear Fork drops to 1-1. The final score tonight here from the Colt Corral, Granville 28 and Clear Fork 7. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Our producer was Adam Thompson, and the fine camera work courtesy of Blake Phelps. But most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final score, Granville 28 and Clear Fork 7. You've been watching high school football live and free on the OH.Report. Powered by BS Media Productions. Thanks again to our generous sponsors for making all of this possible. Keep it locked to the OH.Report, your new home for live sports coverage in North Central Ohio and beyond. For Bruce Wyrick, I'm Brian Harder. So long from Clear Fork.